Robin, a bit of a break again. What is the health update like? You've got Gomes, Wingo, and Montluis. They're the long-term guys. Anybody else? Oso?
I mean, Oso's close. He's not quite ready yet, but he's really close. Simmer is back. Simmer Manchik, he's been dealing with some issues for a little while, and he's back healthy. So yeah, for the most part, apart from the obvious serious long-term ones, we're getting pretty healthy.
Have both Montluis and Wingo, they've had sort of surgery / operations, or?
Yes.
Okay, and is the expectation that they're going to be done for the season, out for a couple months?
I think there's a good chance it could be done for the season.
Okay.
And Wingo is an ankle?
Quad, I believe, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
And Montluis is groin? Or?
Quad as well, I believe. No? Oh, yeah.
Lower body.
Yeah, his was actually quad, adductor, just, yes, in that region. And it was such a freak accident the way Zane went down.
Yeah.
It seemed so innocuous, and then it's turned out to be something, pretty long term. Well, a couple of months at least.
What are you expecting from Atlanta, a team that has been having its own bumps this season?
I think the same thing everyone expects from Atlanta, with the amount of quality that they have. On any day, they could be the best team in the league. I think, given the players that they have. Sometimes seasons go this way, where for whatever reason good teams don't quite click, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before they click, and I'm hoping it's not this weekend.
I mean, all games are important and you want to win all ones, but I wonder if this one is especially important, just given the situation that the club is in, and Atlanta's, direct rival that you're trying to leapfrog.
Right. Yeah, I think so. I think it's maybe more so the fact that we have slightly less than half a season to right the wrongs of the first half of the season. So every game becomes very, very, very important. Obviously, yes, Atlanta's in our conference, and yes, they're around us. So you want to get ahead of teams as much as you can, pick them off one by one. But I do think that the overarching feeling is that we have to we have to right the wrongs from the first half of the season. So they're all big games at this point.
Schedule's not helping you in July with the one home game, and then you've got a pretty long stretch of road games.
Yeah, but to be honest, we had a lot of games in May, and if we didn't take advantage of those, we need to get points somewhere else. And no use crying over spilled milk. Just go ahead and try to do what we can with the games that we have ahead of us.
Ronnie Dealer called your team an organized, hard-working side, especially now, which is nice to hear. Are you seeing positives on that score from your crew?
Without a doubt. I feel really encouraged about how hard and how cohesively the team is working. We have moments. NYCFC, we had some very good moments. We had bad moments, which ended up costing us. The week before that against Portland, we had pretty much a 90-minute performance, one of the best we've seen all year. And prior to that, against Red Bull, I thought the first half was terrible, second half was very good. So I feel like we are moving in a direction where if we can repeat that sort of effort and cohesion, that we will give ourselves a good chance. But I do feel like this is a pretty hard working group, and I feel like we're getting more and more cohesive kind of on a daily basis.
You said after the Portland game that the rest of the season in part is going to be about sort of evaluating guys, whether they're out of contract, going to their contract years, whatnot, just to see if they're bring them back next year.
Right.
How does that sort of manifest in terms of your squad selection? Do you suddenly go with guys who didn't get a lot of playing time? How do you?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still trying to win. We're still trying to get to this year. We can talk about preparing for next year, but we are in the middle of this year.
Right.
So we still are trying to push forward as much as we can as a team, and where we can, we find moments to look at players that maybe we haven't looked at quite as much. But it will be about finding those moments where to insert them, because at the end of the day, if guys aren't playing, it's very difficult to evaluate them solely on training. So we have to find moments to get them games. Guys playing in the second team helps because we get to actually watch them play and watch them make game decisions. So that's one avenue whereby we can start to evaluate players, but we know that certainly within the schedule we have to find minutes to evaluate players under live competition.
As you know, Tsubasa is retiring as a TFC player on Saturday, which I'm sure is going to be an emotional moment. Just your thoughts on him as a person and also the fight he's been.
I love Tsubasa. He is class through and through. I scouted him in college. I was here when we brought him in. He is a wonderfully technical player. Gosh, you can't even tell if he's right-footed or left-footed. He's that competent with both. But as a teammate and as a person, he is top class. And I've enjoyed every minute that I've spent with him. I hadn't seen him in years, and I was elated to see him yesterday. And for what he's been going through, he's been in all of our thoughts for this whole time. And I'm glad to see that he's making headway and feeling better. But he's somebody who will always be very special to any of us who've worked with him or played with him, because he always carried himself in the best possible manner. And like I said, a really good teammate, really good person.
Another former player in town, Michael Radley, coaching against TFC2 tomorrow. My sense of him, Robin, when he was a player, was that he was kind of like a bit of a coach, even back then on the field. Do I have that right? Did you have that sense too?
Yeah, I think when you grow up with the influence that you do in his family, that I think you, just through conversations around the dinner table, conversations in the car, that you start to look at the game a little bit deeper than perhaps if you don't have those conversations. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't think so, but I'm pretty sure my daughter's going to coach at some point. And it's just, it becomes part of your blood. And with Michael, with the experience he's had, he's been around professional soccer almost his whole life. He's been having those conversations his whole life, so it's a natural progression.
He seemed like a really thoughtful guy too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't get to where he got to, and you don't accomplish what he accomplished if you're not a thoughtful player. You can certainly have fleeting moments, but to have a long established career, you need to be a player who's constantly thinking, evaluating, assessing, figuring out how to win situations and win goals. And I think when someone's done it for as long as he has, coupled with the amount of conversations I can imagine that have been had around the dinner table, it's a very natural progression that he would end up there.